Hello, welcome back to the workshop. Alright, you can bed. And no, nonsense. Oh, there you are. Sorry about that. I've never had one of these things on before, and never will again. So make the most of that. I used to think these stories about glasses misting up quickly were nonsense, but they're not. Didn't take long for that to happen. Right, today we're going to be talking about masks. Still steamed up. The last video was a bit turgid, 54 Acts of Parliament and 2 pages of text. So this one's going to be possibly a bit more fun, but just showing you the absurdity of what's going on. I'm going to demonstrate a series of face coverings. They don't use the word masks in the legislation, but face coverings. And all of the ones I'm going to show you today will satisfy the regulations, except one. So have a look and see if you can decide which one does not satisfy the regulations. There'll be a supplementary question at the end, so hang about and see whether you can answer that one as well. I'm not going to be able to talk very much for the next minute or so, so here's some music. So there you are, that's about a dozen or so face coverings, although one of them is actually a mask. Face coverings which satisfy the requirements of the Health Protection Coronavirus Restrictions and Requirements Scotland Regulations 2020. All except one. Which one was it? Did you guess? It was, of course, this one. This does not satisfy the requirements, because if you remember, the requirements very specifically exclude face shields, so this doesn't count. I've often wondered why it had face shield written on it. Maybe that's why. Maybe it's a legal thing. I don't know. Or maybe it's so that people know what to do with them. No idea. So now we've seen a dozen or so face coverings, which will keep the COVID militias off your case as you go around the supermarket. Make it safe to do your shopping without being shouted at or even stared at. Do any of them work against viruses? Probably not, actually. For proper virus protection, you need N95 filtration, and that's usually in an FFP3 or FFP2 mask, which are specially fitted to your face with N95 filters. There are face masks which are stamped as N95, like the dust mask type, but if they're not fitted closely to the face, they don't provide full protection, so they're a bit of a waste of time. Even these two, this one came from a hospital, this one came from a care home. They're both professional quality face coverings, neither of them stamped with any standards at all, not even a maker's mark, and I'm not even actually entirely sure which is the front and which is the back. I suspect the vaguely coloured bit is on the outside, but I don't know. Covering the actual effects of masks would take far too long in this case, but there was one very famous or notorious now Danish survey done a few months ago which took quite a long time to be published, and the upshot of that was the author reckoned that they do work, but not to any great effect, and it would take 300 people wearing masks for a month to protect one person from the virus, and that's 300 people wearing the masks properly, changing them 2 or 3 times a day and not using the same one for a week at a time, stuffing it in their pockets in between. In real life, wearing these masks can make the spread of the virus actually worse by invoking a phenomenon known as risk stasis. By sticking a mask on, people seem to think that they're safe. Because they're safe, they don't take the precautions that they would otherwise do. They're not nearly as assiduous in washing their hands, and they don't keep away from other people. So in fact, they can, in many practical situations, in the real world, which is where politicians don't live, they can make the situation worse rather than better. So, the whole point of this little video is that the masks don't really do anything. Apart from one thing, and that is to demonstrate compliance with government regulations. And in my own opinion, that's really what this is about. It's compliance. It's getting the population used to doing what they're told. See you in the next video, where we'll meet the most evil man in the world.